me again, Angel Eyes, and today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial, or at least a try at one. So please, please, please be patient with me. I will try my best to do, well, my very best. Just to remind you, this is my very first time doing this on camera, so if I look at the mirror a little bit, don't be totally mad at me. Okay, first I always start off with what works best for me, a little bit of lotion to moisturize my face. If you don't care for this step, you can skip it and just use your primer, but this always goes the extra mile for me because I do have skin that is dry in some places, too oily in others, and it's a mess. My skin is definitely not perfect, but it was the one that I was born with, so gotta deal. Okay, now that that is finished, I'm gonna take my primer, and yes, this is an e.l.f. primer, and take two little globs. You can't see. And this is your primer, so it goes all over your face to get your face ready for all the beautiful stuff that's gonna go on it. Can you feel the beauty yet? I can. The first time you use primer, if you're not used to it, it feels a bit oily, but honestly, after like the 5th or 6th time you get used to it, it's just how it is, and you live with these things. Okay, now that I have my primer on, I'm going to start with my foundation, which I use a mixture of CC cream and the BB. I'm like a medium, but you can't really tell because I got my makeup mirror and it shines so bright. It's beautiful. But I just kind of mix them right there on my hand and everything. And take my foundation brush and swirl those two together, because they still haven't come out with something that covers as well as the two together. And I have very dark spots around my eyes, so if I pay more attention to my eyes than the rest of you, don't blame me. That in my chin is a problem spot for pimples for me. So I always pay close attention to these areas because they are my downfalls. I don't know about everybody else, but I love makeup. This is one of my very favorite things to do. My mom taught me when I was about 12, and she used to be a model, so she taught me all the little tips and tricks that she learned and everything, which was nice. make sure to get like right here and down and blend it, because come on ladies, if all we do is our face, then it looks kind of funny, because then most people don't know how to blend, so they just stuck with this orange face, and your neck's a completely different color for most girls. Okay, and then I just rub it in. This is my personal preference. I'm not saying this is how you exactly do makeup. I just like the way it feels because it's smooth and I feel like I'm hands-on with it, and yeah, it's just always worked for me. Plus it kind of evens out places that you might have overlooked, kind of like this area right here. Okay. Okay, now that my foundation is on, I'm going to move on to my powders and everything. I'm using the BB one, but I do have like other little ones I use other days when like my skin's being more difficult. I use mineral or like the CoverGirl Clean or stuff like that. It all just depends on how my skin is reacting that day, because let's face it, it's like our hair. Some days you just have a bad skin day. You really do. So I just take my big fluffy brush and go at this baby. And I do circular motions. Some people do streaking motions. I don't know. I do what comes naturally to me and what I was taught. And if you haven't noticed by now, I have piercings and everything. So yes, after I do put on makeup, I have to clean them off. But I just kind of go over them when I'm doing my makeup, because no harm, no foul. But one time when I was doing my makeup, I went to do what I'm doing right now, and I went right over my lip ring and it caught in the metal part of the brush right here and almost tore out. That was when I very first had my right side done, and I will tell you, I never want that feeling to happen again. And if any of you have questions about like my piercings or anything, go ahead and ask away. I really don't have a problem with that. But yep, I love makeup. It makes me feel closer to my mother, and it is definitely one of those things that can cheer you up if you are upset. Or like my favorite thing to do is when I'm sick and I feel like blah, I like doing my makeup, because my mom always told me that if you felt pretty, you felt so much better. That's why whenever she was down and depressed, we went clothes shopping, because she wanted to look pretty so that she'd feel pretty. I don't know. These are just little things. Next, I'm going to apply my blush. Please don't ask me where I got this, because honestly, I know it's CoverGirl, but I've never bought blush. My mom had like a blush stash, and it just got passed down to me when she passed away. So I still to this day, and my mom passed in 2004, have not had to buy blush. and I just go with the balls of my cheeks because honestly I think it looks much more natural, and my mom's always told me that this is how you do it. And if you were wondering what I did with my wrist, I just tap off like if there's too much. Yes, there's the blowing trick, but that doesn't always get the job done. It sometimes just sends it further down in the brush, and I don't know. This just works for me. Again, I'm going with the balls of my cheeks. And yes, this is a super fluffy brush. And it feels amazing. Sorry, I had a piece of like eyelash right there in my eye. But then I go in with my little kabuki brush, or whatever this is called. I've heard them called kabuki brushes. I've heard them called stub brushes. I've heard them called different things. Honestly, a brush is a brush to me. It gets the job done, then it gets the job done. I don't care about its name most of the time. But I go in and make sure there's no rough lines or anything. Kind of make sure that everything is blended and it looks good and there's no smudge marks or anything, because ladies, that's not attractive. And then we're coming up to my favorite part, which is the eyebrows, so I'm just gonna brush through my eyebrows. And here's a special treat for you guys. I plucked my eyebrows for the first time in like 2 weeks. So yeah, you know you're special. But give me 1 second. I thought I had everything laid out. Yes, if you're wondering what that wonderful noise was that you just had to undergo, that was my makeup bag. And honestly, I am sorry. I tried to lay everything out beforehand, but as I told you, I am a beginner at this video stuff, so I will try to be better at this next time. But I just take some eyebrow pencil liner and just kind of darken my eyebrows. I don't fill them in or anything. I just like to see the difference between this one and this one. This one looks like, hey, hi, I'm an actual eyebrow. I'm here, okay, on your face. This one's kind of just like, yeah, I'm hair, whatever. And honestly, I hate it. I like having my eyebrows done. And yes, I do brush through them afterwards, just to kind of give it more of a natural look, I guess. I don't want to say that because I hate the natural look, but honestly, I hate the term natural look because there is no such thing. If you're putting makeup on your face, you cannot call that natural anymore, okay? Ladies, that's just me. I know a lot of you are like, oh, I love the natural look. It looks so amazing. But honestly, yeah. You can't be natural and wear makeup at the same time. That is just a lie. Those are the types of looks that guys are like, oh, she's so natural, she never wears makeup. And then one day you walk out of the bathroom after washing your face and he's like, what the fuck happened? You were so pretty. What fucking happened? And you're like, oh, that was my natural hair makeup and everything. I had my sloppy bun done and my natural makeup on. It's makeup, bitch. It's not natural anymore. Just saying. I know this is getting a bit long because I'm ranting, but I will be better at this next time. Okay, and now I'm on to my eyeshadow, if I can find my palette. There it is. This is nothing special. It's just like twinkling star. I got it off of eBay for Christmas from my fiance. And honestly, I love it, but some girls have to have the name brand. Not me. If I don't know if you have these, but if you don't, you can use one of the little spongy brushes. Trust me, I've been there, I've done it. It really doesn't turn out any different. I just got all these brushes a little bit before Christmas because I wanted to pamper myself. Because I do my makeup all the time, I thought I should have nice brushes. But you can do this with the sponge brush, not the sponge look, sorry. Bleh. Just instead of this brush right here, which is a blending brush, I would honestly take your finger and just kind of smudgy. But some people will tell me that I'm wrong for saying that, but it's true. You just do it. Don't cry about it. Okay. And now I'm using my little white, thick, little eyeshadow stick. But yeah, I got this from Walmart. I am cheap about my makeup, but I do it well. I'm lining my eyebrow for a highlight point, and then the corner of my eye, because this just looks better for the type of eye that I'm doing. Okay, I don't know if you can see the difference, but I can. It makes a world of a difference to me, especially since this shiz has shimmers in it, and that's my shiz. I love sparkles, so please ignore me. And then I just take my finger and kind of blend it out. And there's my highlights. I know some people will do that afterwards, but I do kind of go back and touch it up with, excuse me, with some white eyeshadow, but not like the whitest white. Just saying. Okay, I am going to start off actually with the white eyeshadow and make sure that you can see like where I highlighted and everything. Okay. Now I know you can see that. Compared to this eye you can see like the difference. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing to the other eye. No big deal, we've already done this once. It's just the same motions, everything else. Okay, so this is what you're starting off with for your eyeshadow. I know it doesn't look like much now, but I love doing this type of stuff because I'm going from the white to like a lighter green, not the lightest green, and then to a dark green, and I add like a little corner of the darkest green in there. But you'll see when I show you, so shut up, keep going, duh, I know. If I talk too much, just tell me. But we're just kind of gonna, right where your pupil is, just go in there with your light color and try to round it out right where you ended your white eyeshadow. You don't want to go too far over because then you'll intrude on where you're going to do the darker green. So make sure that you got this color in there because we're going to blend it out once we have like all the colors there. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other eye. Again, right where your like actual eye would be is where you're putting this eyeshadow. Okay. Again, round it out with where you put the highlight of your eye. And don't go too far again. I'm just wiping off my brush. And then we go into the darker green that I was talking about, but not the darkest green yet. And you do your corner right here. Okay, just checking. Don't try to go too far over because honestly your eye is not out to here. I know some girls like it out to here, but sorry, we can't all have anime eyes, unfortunately. So now we're going to target the other eye. And like I said, just the corner of it. Round it out with the other colors, blah. I'm honestly not used to talking to myself. Well, I'm used to talking to myself, but not for an audience, okay? And now I'm going to take my darkest green. It's like an ivory green, I want to say. Sorry, none of mine have like little color titles, so. And you do this in a V, kind of just to shape like the outer side of your eye. And then kind of color it in. Okay. There we go. And then, sorry, I had eyeshadow. And then you do the same thing to this eye, just a V again. Try to make sure that you round it out with the other ones. If you don't, it's not a big deal. We're going to take like the blending brush, or like I told you, you can take your finger and kind of blend them together. But now I'm going to take the blending brush and make sure those are kind of all blended together so that you can't see like where I started each one of them. And honestly, for being like an eBay eyeshadow kit, this is honestly good. It doesn't have very many fallouts or anything like that. It's just, it's nice. I'm gonna go in one more time with the darkest color and kind of darken it in a little. And then one more time with my blending brush. Okay. And then do this eye one more time. I know this is getting a little ridiculous, but it's honestly worth it, I promise. This is one of my favorite eyeshadows to do, just because typically I wear a lot of green. And then I'm going to go back in with a little bit of white and bring it down a little. That's just my preference, so you don't have to. Okay, and now I'm going to go in with my eyeliner and my mascara and stuff. So, and this is my mascara. It's one of the London look ones. And like I said, just this came from Myers, or like the GPS says, Migers. And this came from, honestly, Dollar General. Yeah. That happens a lot with me. If I can look good and not have to spend a whole bunch of money, then I'm happy. I'm a perfectionist about my lines, by the way. At least I try to be. And I'm gonna bring this out a little bit. I like a little bit of a cat eye, but I'm not one of those people that can pull out a major one. There we go. See the difference? It'll look much better once I fill it in, like, with my mascara and everything. Now to do the other eye. I don't have very big lashes, but for somebody that has like super big lashes, this is honestly a good mascara. The end is almost in sight, guys. Can you feel it? I can. Then I'm just going in with my pencil and doing my bottom line. Same with this eye. I'm just going in and filling in that bottom line. There we go. And now I'm going to finish off with, of course, some lipsticks. This one is one of my favorites. It looks completely different than what, like, the actual thing. It's like a brownish color, but because of my skin color, it's perfect. And then I just kind of go over that with my lip plumping serum. It looks like this. I like this brush. I wish it came on like all lip glosses. Just saying. And then I just kind of take my fingers and wipe off the tops of my piercings. And then make sure you have this like a good length away from you. But this is the setting spray by e.l.f. It is a lifesaver if you want to make this an all-day look. But make sure you close your eyes. My girlfriend one time didn't close her eyes, and, well, let's just say it felt like hairspray in the eyes. Or at least that's how she said it. So, make sure it's dry before you open. And there you go. I'm going to turn off this light so you can see better. Well, that didn't help. Okay. Let's try this. This is what it ends up looking like. So, I hope you had a good time doing your makeup with me. See you next time.